Mr. Vice President, refugees from Syria are trying to get to Kos, risking their life, but this is only the start for many of them for a long journey throughout the European Union, throughout Europe, to get asylum maybe in Germany. If you see at this situation, does that make you ashamed or angry? What are your feelings right now?
Well, I'm very worried. I'm worried because people are dying in the Mediterranean, people are dying en route to Europe, and this is a clear contradiction with the most fundamental values we as Europeans share. I'm also worried because we have to make sure that this groundswell of humanity in Europe is translated in policies that work, and that is our task together with the member states. And my biggest fear is that we will not be able to come to joint conclusions with all member states. And if we are divided as Europeans, we will not find an answer to this challenge.
If you look at the situation, for example, in Hungary, where refugees are pushed around in trains right now, if you see the situation in Calais, in Kos, in other parts of Greece, is the asylum system in Europe falling apart?
Well, it's not falling apart, but it's not working. So we need to make sure it works better. You have seen improvements slowly in Calais. I was there last Monday because of an intensified cooperation between France and the United Kingdom, because of France changing some of its asylum policies so that you can make improvements. But the people who arrive in Calais arrived in Europe much earlier from another route. So you have to start there to make sure that the asylum system works, so that people are quickly fingerprinted, so that you know who has the right to asylum very quickly and who hasn't. Then we have to make sure we can send people back to where they come from, which has been a failure so far in Europe. We need to make sure that we have a consolidated list of safe third countries, so that all European nations know who's on that list. We have to make sure that our procedures are better, our reception. So we need to improve so much more. But at the core of this is the question, are we able to mobilize enough solidarity between member states to implement the solutions? I mean, it's not rocket science, it's not that difficult, but what you need is an understanding of all member states that everybody has to share a part of the burden.
But right now it seems that the member states, the majority of member states, is not willing to follow your path. Where's the solidarity?
Well, I think something is changing. I sense a change of atmosphere in a number of member states, not in all of them. But let's hope that this will lead to more solidarity and to more understanding that we cannot stand this alone. And you mentioned Hungary, for instance. Hungary's been overwhelmed by the number of refugees. Hungary deserves our assistance and our help to tackle this issue. And we will, as Commission, stand ready to help Hungary as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure.